Hi, Bob Andersen back again. Today I'd like to take you through, if you like, a little bit of the construction phase. What we're talking about here is project management or construction management, if you like. It's while the builder is building the project. So firstly, a little bit about building contracts. There's all different types of building contracts out there, but what you'll find is most builders probably use a master builders or a HIA contract. Pretty standard stuff off the shelf. In terms of building contracts, if you want to get one vetted, it's probably not a bad idea before you sign a contract. A good commercial lawyer who's familiar with building contracts, or a quantity surveyor. Quantity surveyors work with building contracts all the time as well. So there's a couple of experts just to get a good opinion on your contract before you sign it. Always a good way to go. In terms of during the construction phase, this is a time during construction where actually as a developer you don't have to do much at all. In fact, you're probably working about maybe 1 to 1.5 hours a week on average during that construction phase. Mind you, the builder's working a lot and all the subcontractors are working a lot. So there's lots of activity, lots of man hours happening, but they're not yours. There's the builder and all the subcontractors. They're the people who are doing the work, they're putting in the hours. For you, it's just a little bit of coordination, a few meetings if you like, organising the finance once a month as it turns out. So typically during that building phase, we would meet with the builder on site maybe once a week, certainly no more than once a week, and sometimes even once a fortnight, depending on how fast the project's going and how well it's going, in fact. The meeting probably goes for about half an hour. If you've got a day job, which a lot of my students do, they often have a day job while they're starting to do a project or two, that's fine. Go before work. Builders start early, have a meeting between 6:30 and 7, plenty of time to go on then and go to work. Builders like to meet early. What sort of things might you cover? Well, you could look at things like timing. How's the timing going? Are we ahead of time? Are we a little bit behind time? If we're a bit behind time, what are you going to do to catch up? If there's any wet weather happening, because a contract might get extended a little bit if there's rain, it's not the fault of the builder, they might have to add a 2 or a couple of days onto the building contract, that's fine. Any wet weather needs to be discussed. Things like the particular selections. What the builder might say is, look, we need to finalise the tiles. I need to order the tiles in the next 2 weeks. Can you finalise what tiles you want or whatever? Various things like that. When it comes to selecting all those things, incidentally, things like colours, bricks and carpet and tiles and what type of sink, what sort of stove, what type of taps, I don't get involved in that at all. I actually have what I call an interior designer. I just pay an interior designer to do all that stuff for me. I don't want to get involved in that nitty gritty. That's not what I do. A lot of my lady developers, of course, do. Men generally don't. I simply pay somebody to do that for me and choose all those selections. But that said, timing is important as well. And often a builder will have what he calls RFIs, requests for further information. Now, the builder might contact you during the week. It might not be able to wait till the weekly meeting, and he might want to know certain things from you. It won't be technical. If he wants to know something about the design, he'll go to the architect. It's more something like, have you chosen which tiles you want? You've got, last time you were talking about this one or that one. I need to know pretty soon so I can order them, that sort of thing. Now, site meetings, the particular project we're talking about, the case study, the 4 townhouse project, we're down to once a fortnight. Look, it's going so smoothly, it's going well, the builder's so much in control of the site, we don't really need to go there once a week. We just go there once a fortnight. But what actually happens is, this is the age of technology. A lot of builders now have software programs where every day they can update. In fact, that's what happens. The reason we only have to go to the builder once a fortnight, in fact, I could probably not go there at all necessarily. Every day they do an update. It only takes them about 5 minutes. They upload the photos for today and they say where they were today. And each week we get a report. So this is what happens this week, this is what's happened, this is what's going to happen next week. So we can see that there's a lot of software programs now out there. Builders have some of those for reporting. It's very easy for them. What I do, I go straight onto the builder's website, put my login in, and I can see exactly what's happening. What's happened today, what's due to happen tomorrow. And that's great. So that takes back that necessity to even have meetings necessarily, but we like to go. And in this particular project, the 4 townhouse project, we're going there at the moment while it's being built. We're going there, it's nearing the end of construction in fact. We go there, and we have been going there about once a fortnight. That's really all we need to do. The other thing you need to do while things are being built is get the builder paid. I can tell you there's no happier person than a builder that's getting paid on time. Happy builder, happy life, I tell you. So once a month, the builder gets paid. If you're doing a little project, maybe a duplex, maybe even a 3-pack, you might pay the builder at the different stages like you would with a house, you know, slab down, frame up, roof on, lock up, final. But once you start getting sort of 3 or more townhouses, they tend to get paid monthly. So each month, the builder will put in an invoice that needs to be checked, and the bank will pay the builder. If you're using commercial finance, you actually have a quantity surveyor that'll check that. So once a month, the builder puts in an invoice, give copy to you, copy to the quantity surveyor. Quantity surveyor makes an appointment with the builder, goes out there, has a look, make sure the builder's done everything he said he's done so that he can get paid. Then the quantity surveyor will do up a report, you get a copy, the bank gets a copy, the bank pays the builder. That's it. You just need to be, if you like, a little bit of a mild coordinator in the middle there just to make sure that happens, make sure the builder gets paid on time. We normally get the builder to put his invoices in on the middle of the month, and on average he'd have his money by the 23rd of the month. We allow a little bit in case there's a little bit of a time lag, but we always want the builder to get their money by the end of the month so they can pay their accounts, and that's good. At the end of construction, when the builder's finished, then we normally get a final inspection. So we need to check the builder's work, and we actually, once again, I don't want to do that, I get an expert in. There's experts who can go and look at new projects, new townhouses, and they'll go right through it and pick any faults, runs in the paint, all this sort of thing. I just get the experts in, it's easy. So I'll go through shortly in a coming video of that last process of taking from the end of construction onto banking the money, if you like. So look, during construction, it's not a big thing. It doesn't consume much of your time. And you could be out there looking for your next deal. Put your time to good use. Look forward to seeing you again shortly.